Good evening, fellow PoE enthusiasts. We are into the, I believe, late second day of the Gauntlet, and tonight is gonna be a bit of a strange video. I was gonna play my main character. I mean, not my main character, but just the character I started yesterday after I ripped the night before, but it was quite a long day at work, and I let myself have a couple of beers, and to be honest, I was actually a little bit afraid to log in and play with my main character. So for those of you that saw my previous video, I'm just at the end of Act 3, about level 31 on Toxic Rain, Caustic Arrow, Beauty Hybrid as a pathfinder. But what I'm gonna do tonight is I've decided that I'm going to reroll strategically, because I did find a +1 level to physical spell skill gems scepter, which I showcased in my previous video. So I kept thinking tonight, I don't really want to play my main character, because there is a high chance, if I've had a few drinks, even if it's just a small buzz, you know, by no means, you know, hammered or anything, but I just feel that I'm not such a great player to begin with. So even if I put myself at a slight disadvantage, that's gonna be quite bad for, you know, from a gaming perspective, and there is high chance that I'll probably just die. And if I die again on the main character, it's not that I've got like great gear, but I just don't want to like start, you know, running the early acts after I've just died. I find this to be extremely, you know, off-putting, and that just kills my motivation in a short event like that. So, yeah, that's why with free road, I just went on to PoE Ninja and went to the builds that other people are playing this Gauntlet, and I decided to check for, because it is the scepter I showed is going to be beneficial for physical spell skill gems. I went on the PoE wiki and searched what active skill gems have got physical attack, and a few that caught my attention, as in there were builds that I had potentially thought about rolling in the past in previous leagues, and I just never got around to doing it. Is I always wanted to play either an animate weapon build, or what was the name of that new skill? Well, relatively new. It's been around for a few leagues now. Absolution, yeah, Absolution. And I've not rolled Absolution ever, and I've quite often felt like doing too. I've seen Rice QT play that build numerous times, or I should rather say I've heard him run that build while I was playing, and I usually have just like some random stream, usually either a Rice QT or a Steel Mage stream, just listening on what these guys are up to. So both builds have always been sort of like on my radar, but I've never got around to them. So I thought I'm gonna run or either or. So we went on PoE DB and we got that build. Let me just switch the screen. So yeah, that is the build. It's an animate weapon, and the build is level 84 at the moment, and the guy has already got a 6-link, but the gear is nothing. It just struck me as like really easy gear to get, as long as you just spam, you know, early maps for a while. Obviously, given that you know, go through the campaign. So weapon, we've obviously have got a +1 already, and then the shield, you know, you can see that it's no relevant, you know, a chance, pretty mediocre gear, just stuff that you get on the first few days of just like randomly mapping. So I can definitely think I can replicate this. And here is the tree I'm gonna... Actually, obviously I'll post the POB down in the comments below, but I'll give a shout out to the guy that I'm copying the build off of. His name is... No, actually the build is level 75. Yeah, so the guy's name is Mao... sorry, the character name, not the account's name. Character is Mao Gond, or however you pronounce the name. And the PoE account is Mao Stevio. Apologies for probably butchering the name, but it is what it is. Now, we've got the POB, we've got the skill tree, we've got obviously the skill setups. So it's running Molten Shell, then Race Zombie with Feeding Frenzy, Medium Life, Spell Totem, Wither, and Flame Dash. Then Bladefall, Convocation, Determination, and Desecrate. He's running Spectres and a Summon Carrion Golem. Now, I'm not sure what Spectres he's running, but I'll have a think about the Spectres once I get to equip the gem. I've got a document which is super helpful for what the different Spectres are, so if I remember, I'll try to put down a link to that as well. It's just a document I found on a Discord of a streamer I follow. So I thought I'd make it public, because I don't think I've seen many people that are aware of the document. And I personally found it super helpful. And then he's also running Grace, Bones Offering, Defense Banner, Despair. So, all the standard defensive layers, except for obviously Spell Suppression. I think his gear is no evasion on this one, no evasion on this one. So he's basically stuck in Energy Shield, Armor, and some Grace from the Aurum. Some evasion, yeah. Yeah. Now, in terms of actually leveling the build, let me see what we can actually... I'll just log into like a normal which character that they've got. Let's go to whatever. Just give me some widget I can check what gems do we get in Act 1, because obviously I think I might actually because I'm not sure how early I can start running Animate Weapon. I think I may be a sort of build that you run as something else, probably something else, minion related, because usually minions have got really nice leveling for me. I find them quite a relaxing build, and quite safe as well during the low levels. Quite easy to use for a hardcore run. So what else can we do in terms of Act 1? Obviously we'll get zombies, skeleton. Yeah, so we get the skeleton later on. We'll get obviously flame totem. Do we get spell totem? Yes, we do get spell totem as well. So when do we get absolution? So we get absolution at the end of Act 1. What about animate weapon? Do we get that? Oh, we get that quite early as well, so we definitely will be getting that to level and the offhand. But one particular leveling that I find quite confident, which is you start with like freezing pulse, you get Ray Zombie to level it, although at the first few levels it's pretty useless, so you won't be able to keep the zombies alive until we spec into some survivability on the tree and get some levels on the gem as well. But what I do once I transition into minions is I'll get, first of all, Holy Flame Totem. I'll get Summon Raging Spirit, and the Summon Raging Spirit, I'll link it with... Melee Splash. And yeah, and just minion damage. And then for the Holy Flame Totem, do I get... What supports do I get? I get Infused Channeling, so I can get Infused Channeling. And I think nothing else relevant really, because by the time I get I'll get Spell Totem. Actually, I can get a few routes. I can either self-cast the Summon Ranging Spirits and just keep the Holy Flame Totem. Actually, probably this would be the safer way. Yeah, I'll probably do it that way. Yeah, and then I'll run the Holy Flame Totem with some Raging Spirits and then the zombies, and I can get Skellies as well. Oh yeah, I can get Spell Totem plus Skelly, so I'll have quite a few different, you know, skills to use. But that obviously gives me some sort of defense as well, because I'll get a lot of more fodder that the enemies will need to break through to get to my character. And then for Absolution, when can we start using that? What's the skills for Absolution? So the Absolution guy is using Spell Echo, Lightning Pen, and Physical to Lightning. So I think so that means that I can't really start Absolution until like Act 3. So yeah, this is how I intend to be. Yeah, I'll just use the zombies, the skeletons linked to Spell Totem, then the Summon Raging Spirit with Melee Splash and minion damage. Obviously, you can, you know, link the skeletons and the zombies to other supports as well. And then we'll probably keep the Holy Flame Totem. Depends how it feels. I mean, as soon as the damage of the other three, the skeletons, the zombies, and the SRS ramps up, I think it will be pretty easy to drop Holy Flame Totem, even if in hardcore, and I'll still be pretty survivable. And then once we get to level, like the end of Act 3, we will just get Absolution, and we'll spec into that, and hopefully I may actually try to swap into Animate Weapon at that point if I manage to get all the supports, and if I don't think that it does well enough, because let's see, what do I need for that, for the Animate Weapon? I need Melee Splash, I need Multi-Strike, and I need Chance to Poison, so I can probably get Animate Weapon a little bit, operational a little bit earlier than that. Maybe a Chance to Poison, I think I get it. Do I get it in Act 1? Chance to Poison. No, I don't get it. It must be Act 2 or Act 3. So yeah, I'll see which one I'll do, and I'll log back into my Gauntlet character now, and I'm just gonna carry on with the leveling plan that I just outlined for you guys. And at the end of the night, hopefully I will not rip, and I'll have actually probably tonight will not be an update night. Probably gonna do a video tomorrow, so I think for tonight that's gonna be the update. I'm gonna crack on, try to level this, and as soon as and see, you know, how far I can get it tonight. Hopefully get to like basically the same point that I got the previous character on. And yeah, by the way, that was a point that I wanted to touch on. That was also the part of the reason that I wanted to reroll, not only because I didn't feel safe playing on my main character, but also because I think that when when you're playing in a hardcore event, even in a 3-month league, it is quite beneficial to have a few different characters that you can bounce between, and have one that you can potentially use it for like more difficult encounters without, having the risk for your main character. And then even if the second character dies, you still have got, a character that at a relatively high level that you can use to farm. But yeah, I thought that, if I rip and I just have the one character, I just will not have the will to reroll. But if I've got another character, I think that would be quite cool to run through the campaign again. And if I rip on either of the characters, I can, fall back on the other one. So yeah, this should be for tonight. Check out the channel tomorrow for a new video. If you like the content, subscribe. If you want to chat on the builds or about anything else really PoE related, follow me on the Discord, and I'll see you later, Exiles. Take it easy. Bye.